Oh, Buzz, I know it's been mighty hard for you. A whole decade? Bonnie growing up? Giving away our friends?
Because one is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
I miss them too. But have you ever thought that maybe they just moved on?
I knew that sheriff for years. He doesn't leave toys behind. I think Woody is in trouble.
With the holiday season just around the corner, what better time to talk about toys? We're diving into all things Toy Story with fresh eyes on the franchise after the huge Toy Story 5 announcement. With rumors, leaks, and wild theories buzzing around the iconic series, it's hard to believe Pixar is actually opening up the toy box again after Toy Story 4 felt like the perfect farewell. But here we are. Woody, Buzz, and the gang are back for another adventure, and Pixar has plenty of surprises up their sleeve, from new characters to unexpected plot twists. So today we're counting down 7 things we know about Toy Story 5. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's jump in. Coming in at number 7, the plot. At D23, Pixar hinted at a fresh, modern conflict in Toy Story 5, a toys versus technology showdown. Director Andrew Stanton revealed that Bonnie's growing attachment to her tablet and other electronics will be central to the story, creating an existential threat to the toys. Concept art showed Bonnie fixated on her tablet, while Woody, Buzz, and friends looked on in despair, highlighting the shift in attention from tangible toys to digital screens. This setup opens up some epic possibilities. Imagine Woody, now a lost toy, learning that Bonnie's playtime has declined drastically due to digital distractions. He might reunite with Buzz and the gang to help them compete with technology, possibly rallying other forgotten toys and vintage tech in an effort to reclaim Bonnie's attention. So this means the Xbox 360 could show up in the movie because it's classed as vintage. God, I'm old. Swiftly moving on. The movie could introduce an antagonist, a tablet-like character, or even reprogram toys controlled by technology that Woody and Buzz need to outsmart. This tech villain could serve as a metaphor for the impact of technology on childhood play. This twist could blend nostalgia with a deeper message about evolving ways kids interact with toys and technology today. Number 6, time jump. The Toy Story franchise has always been big on time jumps, and Toy Story 5 is set to be no exception. We know the toys are now fighting for Bonnie's attention in an era dominated by tablets and smart devices. But if you remember, tablets weren't even a thing until 2010, and Toy Story took place in 2007. So to make sense of things, Toy Story 5 needs a few years to catch up, at least 3 to be precise. Though, when they first launched, tablets weren't an instant hit, especially with kids. They didn't really take off as the go-to entertainment device until a few years in. So we wouldn't be surprised if Toy Story 5 jumps further ahead in time than expected. If that's the case, we're looking at a mid-2010s setting, bringing the timeline even closer to today. And with Bonnie now favoring her tablet over her toys, it's clear things have changed, and the toys are going to have to do something about it. At number 5, the return of Andy. Now let's take this next one with a pinch of salt, but we're pretty confident, or perhaps silently praying to the Pixar gods, that Andy will return in Toy Story 5. I mean, it makes sense for it to happen. Andy's tearful farewell at the end of Toy Story 3 wasn't just about him handing over Woody and the gang to Bonnie. That final scene closed the chapter on Andy's childhood as he headed off to college, a journey Woody almost joined him on. Toy Story 4 didn't feature grown-up Andy in its present-day scenes, though he did get a flashback with a younger Andy in the opening. Now with Toy Story 5 on the horizon, there's a chance we'll see the first film without him. Or, if the stars align, we might just see his long-awaited return. By the time Toy Story 5 rolls around, Andy could be back home as a college grad, a bit older, but maybe still nostalgic enough to reconnect with his old pals. Whether he's done with school depends on how much time has passed since the last film. But with Bonnie now using a tablet, hinting at that time jump we mentioned, there's every reason to believe Toy Story 5 could bring Andy back into the mix for the franchise's big 2026 installment. Would you want to see Andy return in Toy Story 5? Let us know in the comments. Number 4, Buzz Lightyear Army. During D23 Brazil's first major showcase, Pixar unveiled a new concept art piece giving fans their first look at the newest threat to the toys. The artwork shows a group of Buzz Lightyear dolls breaking free from their boxes outside of an abandoned shipping container. While only a few Buzz dolls have escaped their packaging, there's a whole army still waiting to be unleashed inside the container. While the central conflict of Toy Story 5 revolves around the ongoing battle between traditional toys and the rise of technology, it's still unclear how exactly these functioning Buzz dolls fit into the plot. While the idea of an AI-controlled toy turning evil has been done before, this new army is set to be stuck in play mode, kinda like how Buzz himself was in the first movie, and even in Toy Story 3 when he reverted to his Space Ranger persona. The location of this malfunctioning Buzz army ties into the larger theme of toy versus technology. Just like Woody and his crew were once replaced by the hype of space race toys, Buzz Lightyear dolls seem to have followed the same fate, left behind or abandoned in a shipment of unsold merchandise and forgotten in a deserted container. Now it looks like the toys will have to fight to prove that there's still a place for them in a tech-driven world. Coming in at number 3, new characters. So here's what we know, and what we can guess, about the Toy Story 5's new toy characters. While Pixar has only confirmed the addition of a malfunctioning Buzz Lightyear army, it's almost certain that we'll be seeing some fresh new faces alongside them. Toy Story 4 introduced Forky as a unique addition to the crew, and with Toy Story 5's theme of toys versus tech, we can expect new characters who bring today's tech-savvy world to life, in the same way Woody and Buzz did back in the day. The storyline seems primed for some high-tech rivals, maybe even gadgets and modern toys who've come to life in ways we've never seen before. However, this new lineup will show that classic toys still hold their own alongside modern tech. Because where there are new characters, there's bound to be a new rival too. But who exactly will fill those antagonist shoes? Every Toy Story film so far has given us a memorable villain. From Sid to Lotso to Gabby Gabby, Pixar has teased that the new antagonist will be someone we least expect, which could point to a twist involving Buzz's doppelgangers. Could there be a central conflict? We'll have to wait and see how this clash between classic toys and futuristic tech unfolds. Number 2, the cast. In June 2023, Pixar's head honcho, Pete Docter, confirmed that Toy Story 5 will once again spotlight Woody and Buzz, with Tom Hanks and Tim Allen reprising their legendary roles. After the announcement, the Santa Claus star, Tim Allen, who famously skipped out on the Lightyear spin-off, tweeted his excitement saying, "See us soon, Woody. Off we go to a number 5, to infinity and beyond." During an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Allen mentioned that Disney's Bob Iger personally reached out to him and Hanks, confirming their return as Buzz and Woody. Allen shared, "Bob Iger, head of Disney, said it was on and said it was going to happen. They have reached out to Tom and Ike to reprise their roles." He then wondered aloud about the series' longevity, saying, "You wonder if 4 was too many. Is 5 going to be too much?" We can only hope this means the rest of the cast will be back too. Tony Hale as Forky, Annie Potts as Bo Peep, Joanne Cusack as Jessie, Wallace Shawn as Rex, John Ratzenberger as Ham, and Blake Clark as Slinky Dog. Sadly though, Don Rickles won't return as Mr. Potato Head, as the beloved comedian passed away in 2017. And coming in at number 1, the end of the franchise? With Toy Story 5 on the horizon, Pixar might just be gearing up to bring this iconic franchise full circle, a fitting end to the series, returning to the roots of the original conflict between classic toys and the latest, greatest gadgets. Toy Story 5 could focus on the passage of time and nostalgia in a way that feels like a true homage to the first film. And with the massive success of every Toy Story so far, it's safe to bet Pixar's aiming for another hit. Ending here would be going out on a high note, a satisfying and maybe even poetic conclusion. But let's be honest, does Pixar really need to call it quits? The beauty of Toy Story is that its core themes still ring true. Even almost 30 years on, every year brings a new wave of toys and devices designed to grab kids' attention. Yet somehow the classic dolls, race cars, and potato heads still hold their place. Sure, toys might look differently, but the magic of imagination? That's timeless. At this rate, Pixar could be cranking out Toy Story films another 30 years from now. The truth is, Disney might not have made any final calls yet. If Toy Story 5 hits the box office jackpot and critics are impressed, there's a good chance Disney will keep the adventure alive. New generations of kids have fallen in love with Woody, Buzz, and the gang, and the original fans are still just as hooked. While the day might come when it's time to say goodbye, there's some comfort in knowing that Toy Story doesn't have to end forever. So what do you think? Do you want to see Pixar wrap up the Toy Story franchise after Toy Story 5, or keep the adventure going? Let us know in the comments. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you have any more thoughts on Toy Story 5, we'd love to hear them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.